Did Mickie tap out?
What the heck happened to the ending of Mickie James versus Asuka?
Just been informed by the referee that Mickie James can no longer continue their...
Is Mickie James injured?
Was it a screw job?
Oh yeah, Sasha's a Jedi now.
Welcome everyone to Ring the Bell. This is Diaz.
And the Sriracha Muchacha, Paloma Star.
And I am the interdimensional Shiro Moxie Molly.
Yeah, and we are here for the News and Rumor. It's a return episode of News and Rumor. There's so much tea out there. We had to come together to discuss everything. Starting from the 6-time women's champion, the almost 7-time women's champion, Mickie James. This week's Raw, Mickie James had the huge Raw Women's Championship match against Asuka, which was a great match, right?
Yeah, for sure. I really love seeing them go back and forth, especially at the beginning part of it.
Because we have to talk about the ending part of it. What the hell happened? Match ended out of nowhere.
It was really weird. It was awkward. Everybody was confused. Even the commentators were confused.
What? Did Mickie tap out?
What happened?
Let's see what the official's ruling is.
What's he saying?
I watched that finish like 5 times trying to figure out what the hell happened. Somebody kept on saying, oh, she tapped out, but it was really her like legit shifting her hand. I'm like, there's no way her like doing this on the ground is considered a tap out. So I was very confused.
My first impression is not even Asuka knew what was going on. Like once he raised her hand and like handed her the belt, like usually she's like doing her dance and like really excited. She was just kind of like fatigued and her hand was being raised. So she was kind of just like, ugh.
Even though the build-up was not really there on Raw at all, but WWE and Mickie James both kind of treated this as like a big match. They're promoting it for a whole week. There was like interviews that Mickie did about how like she just wants one more title and she's ready to walk away.
And as to be champion again, and it is going to be the last thing I do before I walk out this door.
Well, yeah, the referee did not count the pinfall attempt, and then he just waved off the match. It was like a really bizarre ending. The announcer also announced that Mickie James was no longer able to compete. And because of this bizarre ending, there was a lot of speculation that came out of it. The first speculation that hit the internet was that Mickie James was injured. And this all stemmed from Len Storm tweeting out, hope Mickie James is okay. I think the ref said her shoulder popped out. And then Mick Foley also said, I'm hearing that Mickie James may have injured her shoulder in tonight's Raw match, which would explain the quick ending to the match. If true, I'm wishing Mickie a quick and a complete recovery and hoping she gets another shot at the title. She didn't add the fuel to it, but Mickie James posted on her Instagram with a caption, not like this, with like the face of her being so confused.
She does not hide her emotions at all. She's definitely very expressive, which I love about her, because when she's something like she's upset or doesn't like something, you could totally tell in her face.
Remember that match with her and Gail Kim? Her face during that match, amazing.
Mickie and I have the
Except for that one match, Gail.
match.
Oh my god, what match was bad?
Killed that one.
We don't want to hear
that
match. We never even talked about that match.
You know what? We got to talk about it, and you got to edit it into the show because people are gonna want to know.
Oh, of course. This might be bonus.
So after this, WWE had an official explanation of what happened on their WWE Raw results, and it said, although Mickie James was ready for Asuka, Asuka was also ready for her. The Raw Women's Champion locked on the Asuka lock, and despite James's best effort to fight out, the referee ruled her unable to continue and awarded the match to Asuka. So that was like the explanation of WWE, which didn't really say anything.
An explanation. They basically just said what happened.
I like how they were like against her best like fighting. She didn't even get a second to like kick her legs or anything. She was not fighting to get out of it.
It was a little bit like suspicious because she rolled right out of the ring, and then the ref was with her outside of the ring. Zelina Vega came right out. It was like, wait, were they running long on time? I'm like, there's no way they would just stop a match. If they would tell them to go home and then they would take it home and that's it. I'm like, there's no way they would just stop a match like this. Like, really, come on. So there was a lot of like weird things that happened right afterwards that made it seem a little bit even weirder and more suspicious, because the fact that the ref rolled out with Mickie was weird. The fact that Mickie James' face was like going on. There's no way that WWE hates Mickie James that much that they would screw her over on purpose. right? Right? Without certainty, unfortunately.
I don't think WWE dislikes Mickie this much, but I really think this was not what everyone agreed to and went out there to do.
There were a lot of confusions about what happened now after Mick Foley's tweet. People are saying that she was injured, but then Mike Johnson, a PW insider, reported that Mickie James is actually fine, and she just did such an amazing job selling that even the referee was confused. So apparently she fooled the referee and everyone in the back, so they decided to call the match. So it was a botch from the referee.
People are calling this the Thunderdome Screw Job.
So Mickie James also responded about this spot through other media. So Wrestling Inc. said that they talked to Mickie and said that referee thought she was out and called the match. And she also spoke to John Canton of Raja.com, who also runs MickieJames.com. And apparently what happened is that Mickie took a couple of harsh shots to the nose, so she looked a little bit dazed throughout the match, and she commented that she's not injured and it was just a precaution on WWE's part to end the match early.
I hope she gets another opportunity and kind of almost hope that even WWE kind of acknowledges that sometimes referee messes up and that's okay. Why not make a whole storyline out of it saying like Mickie James goes back and says like, oh, it wasn't fair, I didn't get my fair shot, and do it again. Why not?
Right now, the rumor is that they are planning for Zelina Vega versus Asuka for the Clash of Champions. That's happening September 27th. Hope we can get some follow-up from this because we like this match and we want to see her get another title. But the next news is exciting because Sasha Banks is a Jedi, it seems like. So today, Disney just released the trailer for Season 2 of Mandalorian. And we've got the Mandalorian expert here, Moxie Molly.
I'm not a Mandalorian expert. I am a Jedi expert, as I am a Jedi Padawan.
Oh, okay. I'm going to talk about what I researched. So tell me what it means. Because I was like going through the whole Reddit thread of like who Sasha Banks is supposed to be on the Season 2. I didn't understand any of it. So this is what I found. So Sasha Banks was rumored to be on Mandalorian Season 2 from last spring, right? Since then, the rumored role for her was Sabine Wren, who shows up on Star Wars Rebel, the animation show. She also happened to have both purple and blue hair at certain times, so I think it's perfect. So who is Wren?
She's not a Jedi, but she's a part of the Rebellion, which the Rebellion is like Luke Skywalker's side. Like, okay. I don't know what your Star Wars knowledge is, but the Rebellion is often like, oh, really? Have you never seen it?
I'm just a really big fan of Queen Amidala.
That's the one with the cool.
Moxie's like, I'm done with this.
Right. Ren, speculatingly played by Sasha Banks, will lead Mando to Ahsoka, Anakin Skywalker's Jedi apprentice, thus bringing us to connect Baby Yoda with the Yoda species.
So Sabine Wren is the character that was rumored to be Sasha Banks' role, but based on this trailer, Sasha Banks seems like she's playing some unnamed Jedi character in this trailer. She may be Jedi trained by someone, but she also kind of looks dark, so she could be like Sith or something. The trailer is saying that the Mandalorian has to meet the Order of Sorcerer called Jedi, and Sasha Banks comes out of the darkness, and it's really cool. It's really cool. So it seems like the Sasha Banks will have a pretty big role in this Season 2.
I have no idea what's going on.
How you're saying she comes out of the darkness, if it ends up that she really is part of the Jedi Rebellion and is the part they're speculating, it would still make sense for her to come out of the dark because in the timeline, the Mandalorian takes place where the Jedi are still underground because they've been persecuted for so long.
So based on what you saw in the trailer, do you think Sasha will have a big role? What do you think?
I think that she will have an important role. I don't think we'll see her maybe more than 1 or 2 episodes.
She was a pretty important part of that trailer, so I'm really excited because I was thinking originally like a cameo. But she was so prominent in that trailer, I'm like, oh my god.
Hey, if there's people out there that don't know about The Mandalorian yet, but are fans of Star Wars, why not try to grab their attention,
Well, so The Mandalorian Season 2 will be premiering on Disney Plus on October 30th. It will show the Mandalorian's journey to return the Baby Yoda to his home planet. And according to Mox's little analysis, it seems like Sasha will be a very crucial person who's going to help Baby Yoda get to her mommy or family or whatever that is.
You said get Baby Yoda to her family. Yoda's a boy. This is Yoda.
Same one?
This is the time.
That's not the baby version of him?
No, this is the child. This is Yoda. I have a Yoda collection, you all. I know all about Yoda.
Oh my god.
Bend and snap.
You're gonna be joking me! Joking me!
Let's talk about the future of IIconics because it is official. After that singles match with some new music and that weird entrance poses, we know they're done, right? They're done. What do you think of their individual entrances?
It's a work in progress. They're still workshopping it. I feel like they need a focus group to figure out what people like and what doesn't. But there's some good parts to it. I just feel like they're still figuring out what works for them as individuals as opposed to as a team. So
they were so used to coming out together. Like even when they were singles competitors, they would accompany each other. Both of their energies felt like really timid. Like they didn't even know who they were yet walking out. I don't know. It just felt flat a little. I will say I think that Billie Kay's entrance was better.
I like it too.
Yeah, and I think on the fateful live that never took place, that you guys started to say that even her costume was better. I agree.
So you thought Billie Kay shined?
I don't know how to nicely say they both could shine more, but I believe that Billie Kay at least had more of an idea of who she was or what she was supposed to be in that moment.
Is your dog okay?
Howling at the door trying to come inside.
Loki's really upset about IIconics splitting, but let's talk about the reason why they broke up. So according to PW Insider, the reason behind the split was to give Peyton Royce a singles push. So the rumor of Peyton's singles push has been around for months. Last August, it was reported that Wrestling Observer newsletter Vince McMahon talked forever in the creative meetings about how she sees Peyton Royce and Bianca Belair as a single stars. Where does this leave Billie Kay? That's the question. So PW Insider noted that Billie isn't leaving the company, but it is likely that she might be taken off TV or moved to SmackDown. But more recently, Dave Meltzer said that it is very clear that they have no plans for Billie Kay, and she might be going away, and they know it.
That's sad.
Yeah, I think that's not a great decision, but
What could happen?
It's also so mean.
I know.
But Billie Kay is more positive about her future. She said in an interview with Chris Van Vliet,
I think we definitely eventually do want to do some sort of singles career change. I think that just all comes down to like evolving as who we are, as Billie and Peyton and as the IIconics. So when that happens, I think we'll both have so much fun doing that.
So she's like pretty excited about it. And she also tweeted out a cryptic message saying that so many assume, so little know, alluding to the whole rumor about Billie's not going to get any push out of this. So maybe there is some big future ahead of her. We just don't know about it.
Bet they're back together this time next year. Bet.
honestly, I was kind of thinking that they're separating them to purposefully bring them back together. So I agree with Paloma.
Okay, let's talk about a mystery for a little bit. On SmackDown, there has been a WWE's version of AEW heel promo. We saw mysterious women walk in heels, and we're like, who is this? For some reason, a lot of the formal WWE women are like ecstatic about this promo. So Eva Marie tweeted out, legs for days. And Summer Rae tweeted out, days like this, I miss laying the smack down. And Kelly said, loving that outfit. Definitely something Kelly would have worn. I don't know what that means. But anyway, yeah, so there's a lot of speculation. Is there any formal divas that you want to see in this?
Stacy Keibler.
Ooh, okay. I mean, she's to A class now.
No. But that was definitely the first thing that I thought of when like the whole like they focused on the legs because you know Stacy Keibler definitely has legs for days. So that's a name that you haven't seen or heard from in like forever and a half.
When I very first saw the blonde hair, I did think Summer Rae, like it's just the hair that they showed was so platinum blonde, I was thinking, oh, summer's coming back. There's a lot of people who believe it's going to be Carmella repackaged because of the tattoo, and I wish WWE's trying to trick us, but I'm sure they're not.
People with the detective eyes have figured that the woman on the promo had a little tattoo on her arm, and it matches what Carmella had.
Can I just say this about that promo real quick? Why did she put on a red bra to take it off? Like, she put on a cute red bra, and then she has a silver top on, so that continuity, people, come on.
I'm excited if this is Carmella to see her stepping out of this gimmick, you know, Mella is money, that started in NXT and then kind of pushed onto the main show under, like, not the shadow, but kind of just being grouped in with her ex-boyfriend. And now that he is no longer with the company, there's been lots of stuff in the news about him, and it kind of just wasn't a great relationship. I wouldn't want to have to spend a career in this gimmick that was built on this relationship that I'm no longer in. I think it's a great move for Carmella. Mella's money, she always will be, but I think kind of embodying, I think you called it the Princess of Staten Island, while the Jersey Shore is starting to gain traction and prevalence again. I think.
Wait, Jersey Shore?
Yeah, Jersey Shore has a new series out. It's been out for like 2 years. It's called Jersey Shore Family Vacation. The finale episode of the last season, there was a huge blow.
I have no idea what you just talked about, but I guess we have an expert on Jersey Shore too. So the Ringside News reported that Carmella is due for a big promotional push. They basically have a very big plans for Carmella. And Carmella obviously has been away for a little bit. Many have been speculating because she had a health-related issue earlier on. Maybe I think it was last year or early this year. So that's the reason she's staying away during COVID time. But WWE is planning a big push for Carmella. So this could be a start of that big push with the sexy mystery promo.
I hope it's her.
Yeah.
I don't mind Carmella, but I think she needs more this type of positioning for her to achieve more. So I hope it's her.
Tattoo kind of like revealed who it was, but I wouldn't mind if it was either Chelsea or Vanessa Bourne, the women who were already rumored to be called up. If they want to do a little switcheroo, why not?
Why not?
Lastly, we have some gaming news. So I'm super excited about this game. WWE 2K Battleground is coming this weekend, September 18th. This game is coming out instead of regular WWE 2K series after last year's like huge colossal failure.
So this is more of like an arcade style game. It's a little bit more exaggerated, a little bit more over the top. Like, you're not gonna have like a whole bunch of different, like way too many controller sequences that you have to memorize. You really could push buttons and you could do stuff. So that's more of a chill version of like a typical game.
Yeah, it seems like you can like throw people into the crocodile, and like there's a goat that comes out and like start hitting people. It's pretty cool. A lot of people thought this was gonna be just a game that they publish just to like make people happy, but it seems like they're really serious about it because they have 133 wrestlers and 35 of them are women. So it's like really cool. They have 21 female characters already in the game and 14 DLC, including Medusa, who's in AEW now, Lita, Paige, Trish Stratus. So it's going to be a pretty cool game, it seems like. And it's also announced that all of them will be having more than one attire. So everyone will have at least 2 attires.
Oh my gosh, I still remember back in the day when video games didn't even include a woman option to create your own wrestler. I always remember that. I would always make my own little monito and it wouldn't be no women option. So I'm like, okay, I guess I'm a dude now. It's awesome that they even have 2 outfits. That's like almost unheard of. And this is the type of video games I do like to play because I like to play like the ridiculous arcade versions like NFL Blitz and like NBA 2K Playgrounds. Basically anything that's like overblown, like the big head version. Like I would definitely like playing this more than 2K because I completely suck at 2K.
By the way, notable omissions from the roster is Io Shirai, Shayna Baszler, Bianca Belair. I feel like Bianca would have been perfect for this game. So I'm a little sad about that, but still 35 women to play with. I am buying it. I will report back with all the amazing women's action. So get ready for that.
I'll buy it too.
Maybe we'll... Actually, no. I don't want to play with you. I'm terrible at game.
He's fine then, Diaz. We won't play together.
No, I'm like so bad at game. I always play everything with easy mode. When someone beats me, I get really upset. But anyway, that is this week's news and rumor. Thank you so much for tuning in. Paloma, where can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Paloma Star. And just want to say Happy Independence Day, Mexico. Viva Mexico. Woo!
You can find me on all social media platforms at that's THEE Maximali.
You can find me at DS and Ring the Bell DS on Twitter. And as you can see from my new hair, I'm having a bit of a meltdown with the whole failure of the live stream for the last 2 weeks. But I'm just letting you know, we're figuring out the moment when my computer crashed that day. I bought a new computer. It's coming. It's on its way. I'm so poor right now, but it's gonna work. So we'll figure that out and get back to you with the update. But so stay tuned for that. And until then, we've got news and rumor episodes, and we'll figure it out. I'm still figuring it out. So I'll let you know about that, and we'll see you next soon. Bye.
Bye, everybody.